Today we have a Lexus RX 400H in for our water leak procedure, and it is a hybrid car as well. So we're just going to show you what we've found so far. So if we just focus on the front door so far, what we're going to do is we've just put a lever bar on the outside there, just so we can get some water down the back of the window, and I've lit up the bottom of the door. So what we're going to do, we're just going to grab some water here in the watering can, and we're going to quickly go back round. Now it should be emptying from the bottom of the door, which it is doing. So if we put a load of water just across here. Right, okay, so we can see that it's leaking out from the bottom of the door, but also there's a sign there that it's leaking through the door membrane. So obviously what that would do is it would fall on top of the rubber. Once it then falls on top of the rubber, it then will work its way inside the car. What I've actually done is I've got the front carpet up a little bit so we can see what's going on underneath. So if I just give that a squeeze, so we can see how wet that is. So that's the driver's front. If we come round to the driver's rear, just to show you under here as well. So we've popped the carpet up, and if you can just see there, so we can see how wet that is. It's absolutely soaking wet. And we've got a puddle of water down here as well. So there's a puddle there. Okay, and if we just now come around to the passenger side, we're going to focus on the front door on the passenger side. What we'll do is we'll just put our torch down there so we can see what's going on. So we're just going to simulate the same thing again. So put water down the back of the door. So it should be releasing through the bottom of the door, which it is doing. But if we look closely, we can see that there's water coming out of this door membrane as well. So same thing again, it will then obviously fall on top of the rubber. And then once it gets on top of the rubber seal, it will then fall into the carpet. So just to show you, this is the passenger front here. So we can see there's a big puddle underneath the underlay. And if we now come back to the passenger rear, this one again, we've just managed to pop a little bit of the carpet up. Okay, so we can see that that is absolutely soaking wet as well. And we have a puddle of water here. Okay, so that's the two front door membranes and the water in the carpet. If we now come round to the back of the car, and what we're going to do is we're just going to show you what's going on here. Right, okay, so we've took out all the plastics which are in the boot. We can see the hybrid system underneath the rear seat there. We've got a couple of little modules here and a CD player. We can see just in that corner that there's evidence of water being sat in that box section, same as the passenger side as well. And what the culprit to that is if we go up to the top of the tailgate, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. Okay, so there's a top sill up there which has a crack in it. So we can see that there's a crack in that sill there. And if we just look at this one here as well, we can see that that's cracked. And coming over to the driver's side again, so we can actually see that that one's got quite a bigger crack in that one there. And if we just come underneath, so there we go, so we can see that there's a crack running all the way through. And if we then point down on this one, we can see that's cracked as well. So what we're now going to do is we're going to put our torch in here in the box section, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of our water, and we are going to pour it up on this top sill without getting any in the boot. So we're just running water just over that top sill there, just so obviously it can get over them welds. So we've got it running over this one here and the top one. And if we now come into the car, we should have a guide. There we go. So we've got a guide of water coming through the box section here. Just let my camera focus, and you can see that it's actually releasing from this section here and then working its way down. So that would be the driver's side. And then if we just test the passenger side as well, so we'll put our torch down now, grab the watering can, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to go up into this section again. So we're going to pour water over that section, make sure it's not going in the car, but make